Good afternoon. Once more. Good afternoon all. A warm welcome and a very good afternoon to the ladies and gentlemen present here. I request you all to rise as the dignitaries arrive. I'm sorry, it may take a moment or two. You can be seated, I'm sorry. A very good afternoon to all. I request you all to rise as the dignitaries arrive. May I request the dignitaries to be seated off the dais. I wish you all a very happy Women's Day. I, Gauri Satish Kumar, Department of Commerce, IAPUC, am privileged to host the International Women's Day event today, organized by Indian Academy Group of Institutions. To start today's program by invoking the blessings of the Almighty, I would like to call upon Mrs. Kusuma, Lecturer, Department of Computer Science, IAPUC, to come over.
Om Guru Parat Para Guru Omkara Guru Tava Sharanam. Om Guru Parat Para Guru Omkara Guru Tava Sharanam. Namami Brahma, Namami Vishnu, Namami Shankara, Tava Sharanam. Om Guru Parat Para Guru, Omkara Guru, Tava Sharanam. Sukha Kara Dukha Hara, He Parameshwara. Sukha Kara Dukha Hara, He Parameshwara. Brahma Parat Para, Tava Sharanam. Om Guru Parat Para Guru, Omkara Guru, Tava Sharanam. Chidananda Guru, Chiswarupa Guru, Chidananda Guru, Chiswarupa Guru, Chinmaya Sadguru, Tava Sharanam. Om Guru Parat Para Guru, Omkara Guru, Tava Sharanam. Omkara Guru, Tava Sharanam. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Kusuma, for such a divine prayer. May I request the dignitaries to take their positions on the dais? International Women's Day is celebrated worldwide, commemorating the political, social, and economic achievements of women. Over the decades, the objective of Women's Day celebration has evolved and embraced culture and ethnicity to emerge as a celebration of appreciation, respect, and love towards women. The theme for this year's Women's Day is Gender Equality Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow, which aims to recognize women who are working to build a more sustainable future. It calls on people to work towards a world that is equitable, inclusive, and free from bias and discrimination so that the playing field is leveled for women moving forward. We are delighted to organize this event today with immense support and guidance of the management of IAGI to celebrate the recognition of the role played by women in the society, her contributions, her achievements, and her glory. I take this opportunity to welcome the dignitaries for their support and honorable presence. So we would like to welcome our honorable chief guest, Mrs. Anupama Hoskere, who is a master puppeteer and founder director of Dhatu Puppet Theatre. She is also a recipient of Sangeet Natak Academy Puraskar, the highest Indian recognition given to performing artists. It is a pleasure, ma'am, to have you here among us and joining us on this occasion. I now request our chairman, Dr. T. Somshekar, IAGI, to welcome our chief guest with a sapling. Thank you, sir. Being a visionary leader and an inspiration to many stakeholders, our chairman started this institution with a strong purpose of bringing out high-quality leaders and leadership around. He is an academician, par excellence, researcher, edupreneur, and has extensive experience in the field of education. Through his dynamic leadership, he has not only established many educational institutions, but is also the visionary behind most quality initiatives pivotal in the structured governance of IAGI. His rich exposure to educational discourse brings a wider perspective to benchmarking of IAGI. Indian Academy Group of Institutions has a greater proportion of women stakeholders. We are grateful to the management for the same. I would like to heartily welcome our chairman who has built the Indian Academy Group of Institutions. We welcome you, sir. I request Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarathi, COO, IAGI and Principal, IADCA to welcome our Honorable Chairman with a sapling. Thank you, sir. We are very much delighted to have our Honorable Secretary, Mrs. T. Bharati, who has brought a special charm for today's event. She plays a key role in conceptualization, planning and execution of long-term and short-term initiatives of the Trust. She is a keen advocate of staff and student welfare activities of IAGI and actively takes part in the planning and execution of student enrollment, student support and staff welfare. Ma'am, you are a woman of distinct vision and a fountainhead of illuminating ideas, an idol of knowledge and experience, and a source of inspiration to all of us. We are fortunate for having been given an opportunity to work under your able leadership and guidance. We welcome you, ma'am. I request Professor Rajeshwari, Principal, IAPUC to welcome ma'am with a sapling. Thank you, ma'am. We now welcome our revered COO, IAGI and Principal, IADCA, Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarathi, an impetus in contributing to the progress of the institution. Welcome, sir. We are happy to have Professor J. Rajeshwari, Principal, IAPUC, Professor Leena Elizabeth, Principal, IACN, Professor Reena Sham, Director, IASMS, Professor Jafar Mohammed, Principal, Indian Academy Evening College, Professor Surya Narayana, Director, Academic Excellence, Dr. Srinivasa Rao, Controller of Examination, the HODs of all the departments with us today. Welcome you all. And I also extend my warm welcome to all the teaching and non-teaching staff of IAGI. Now I take the privilege of introducing our chief guest, Mrs. Anupama Hoskere. Mrs. Anupama is a master puppeteer and a founder director of Dhatu Puppet Theatre, Bangalore. She has wide experience in every facet of the composite art form of puppetry, including performance, puppet making, puppet theatre, script writing for puppet plays, music and song composition for the puppet plays, lighting and sound effects in puppet theatre. She has created to date 14 one-hour-long puppet productions and 8 short puppet performances, including several productions which include dance and puppetry combined in absolutely enduring proportions. A careful and detailed study of Natya Shastra provided Mrs. Anupama much impetus to expand the intricacies and intellectual merit of her productions. Mrs. Anupama received the Senior Research Fellowship from the Ministry of Culture, which gave her an opportunity to redesign the old puppet theatre into a more complex layered theatre combining dance, theatre and puppetry into one Broadway scale performance. The Dhatu Puppet Theatre has been invited to perform at prestigious international festivals in France, Belgium, Morocco, USA and China, apart from several platforms within India where ma'am has received genius recognition. Mrs. Anupama is also the festival director of the Dhatu International Puppet Festival, and Dhatu has over time developed to become India's first puppetry brand name that catapulted puppetry into being recognized as a respected and classical art form of India. Mrs. Anupama was trained under Guru M.R. Ranganatha Rao in traditional puppetry of Karnataka as well as under Miroslav Trejnar of Czech Republic in marionette construction and design. She is also trained in Bharatnatyam under late Guru Narmada and late Shri V.S. Kaushik. She holds 2 master's degree in engineering, MS in electrical and computer engineering from Cal State University, California, and ME in communicational engineering. Mrs. Anupama is a member of the Central Advisory Board on Culture and has been appointed as one of the 9 advisors of the Ministry of Culture, Government of India. She is also currently a member of the Advisory Board of Sangeet Natak Academy's Puppetry Cell, Board of Kalakshetra Foundation, Chennai, as well as the committee of the Karnataka Bailata Academy. Mrs. Anupama is committed to preserving, nurturing and spreading the positive and celebrating aspects of Bharata's ancient heritage, traditions and culture through puppetry. All the work done by her is concentrated efforts towards this. May I request our chief guest to address the gathering.
Namaskara. My salutations to all the elders and greetings to one and all. I congratulate Dr. C.T. Somashekara, Srimati Bharati and Dr. Srinidhi Parthasarathi for having created such a knowledge foundation in Namma Bengaluru. I understand how difficult it is to become autonomous and to sustain it. Hearty congratulations and happy to have such a place here. I congratulate all of you who are the mentors and the future of our nation. It may be the admin section, it may be the HR department, or it may be the teaching staff. All of you share this responsibility equally on your shoulders. My salutations to all of you who are in this thana of a guru. The topic of today is gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. We have included today and tomorrow, and I would say for all the beautiful women that are in this audience, who are we? Let us take a look at yesterday also. Often we lose our identity. We are often measured by the scale of the West. West is like LKG and UKG, and you here are teaching least PUC, otherwise masters or maybe doctoral studies too. So why would somebody who's crossed all this path and come to a master's level and is a teacher there want to go back to studying LKG and UKG, unless of course you have doubts about whether you did that right or not. be assured that you cannot be where you are if you didn't do that step well. Having said that, let me connect it to what I mean. Bharata is divided into the Vedic period, epic period, and the historical period. The yardsticks which you are being given today come from post-Renaissance period, or even better, the corporate period. So what is it that you have done right, that you have come here, you're sustaining families? I'm sure most of you have your own kids. You have your elders, then you have your youngsters, and then you're in the middle, and you're taking care of everything. And yet you're told, you wonder, am I empowered? Am I free? When I was a student doing my master's in LA, I wanted to experience the city. I had a kid, and then I was going to school to do my master's. So I joined a bake cake decoration class, just to free my mind. There, the lady who was teaching, who wasn't much familiar with the Indian system, saw my mangalya and said, "Oh, you have a chain and a ball." We wear the gundu and the mangalya. Mine was a rope chain. "Oh, you have a chain and a ball. So is that a symbol of getting caught? Being bound into marriage and not having your own freedom." So I told her, I've crossed the oceans. I did my engineering. I have a very wonderful husband, and I have a very dear child. And I'm fully in touch with my parents and my in-laws, who are also very dear to me. And if my chain is binding me to this, and the gundu is rolling me over to do whatever I want in this world, yes, I am part of this. And all of you are part of this system. So how did we get here? Let us forget. See, Sita is one of the strongest characters, but today we don't have scope to go through that. Or Savitri, or we have the Mithile Grihini, or we have all these characters are there in the epics. Someday, some other day. Today we look at one person. We look at success. What is success in India? Yoga Vasishta, Rama had depression, let me put it in today's words, he had depression of success. So when Rama's depression of success arose at a very young age, if you have a brilliant child who's like excelling everywhere, and the system cannot cope with this excellence, the child you will see would dip a little. That doesn't mean the child is not okay, it just means that the glove is not fitting. So when Rama had depression of success, Maharshi Vasishta, who was his guru, played a role. He just told him many stories. We are a nation of storytelling, and I am professionally a storyteller. So Rama got the story of Chudala. It comes from this book called Yoga Vasishta, if you want to check it out. So I'm going to give you a very, very gist of the story. Lady Chudala, Queen Chudala, Maharani Chudala, and we had Shikidvaja, her husband, Malwa and Surat, those are the places they are from, were successful. They were externally beautiful. See, in India, beauty is internal. We have external beauty also, but we do not consider, even the Shurpanaka comes as very externally beautiful in Kamba Ramayana. So we have internal beauty. So in Lakshmi Ashtottara you have external and internal, twice reference. Daridrya Dvamsini, Daridrya Nashini, internal poverty and external poverty. So I can assure you, all of you here are blessed with the destruction of both. You are there and beyond this. Otherwise you cannot be where you are today. So Chudala was one of those who was endowed, and she was rich within and outside. She was beautiful within and outside, and they had the whole of Bharata under their reign. So administrative was not easy for her and her husband. Where there is success, there is problems. The higher you go, the higher your problems. So don't think that person has no problems. Somebody a little more who looks grander to you in your vision has the grander problem. So the grandest person has the grandest problem. This you learn from Rama's problems, very easy. You see what are his problems. So the higher you go, the more your problems, and the more you're capable of solving these problems. So Chudala and Shikidwaja were a very happy couple. They were a couple much in love with each other, and they were together celebrating life and doing good. They were wise, they cared, their EQ was also, along with the IQ, was very good. So everything was perfect. Success was theirs. One day, the couple got together and said, we have everything. What do we seek now? We still have energy, we are bodily able, capable. Where do we go? And then they decided they shall explore themselves. See, this concept, once you cross 40, 45, 50, depends on your family and yourself, you seek to have your own space. You seek to have something, an expression of yourself. You've been through samsara, you're still in samsara, yet you want a self-expression. And the West calls it your personal space. The East also calls it personal space. So we have epic period, Vedic period, also stories are there. But be assured, in the epic period itself, we had the concept of the woman having her space, the man having her space, living together, happy as husband and wife, doing their duties and performing things holistically. They agree. They say, let us explore selves. So he goes her way, he goes his way, and she goes her way. Very soon, the discussion is, youth has left both of us. Agreed. Then she explores with her own, all of your spiritual paths. We have plenty. YouTube, press it. They just keep coming for you. You know what the pathways are. So one such pathway was chosen by her. And then she realizes her inner self. Becomes Jnani in today's world. And then he is still struggling. So they meet every day. Of course, they live in the same house, so same building. And then he looks at her one day and he says, oh my God, this youth is a cheat. He left both of us, he came back to you. You're glowing. What's this? Why are you glowing so much? Why are you so beautiful? Says the husband to the wife. How come? He wasn't meaning in a wrong way, but he was just curious. So he says, how can this be that you become this? She smiles and makes this statement. Okay, please note, first ever Srimati reference by the books is here. Matihi means buddhi. All of the people here are Srimatis, people who are endowed with good buddhi, excellent buddhi, smart buddhi, capable buddhi. Each one is capable in your own way. So what you have, I don't have, what I will have, somebody else will not have. So it is Matihi. Anybody who manages a household is a Srimati. You cannot manage a household, an Indian household, without this buddhi. So he calls her Srimati. Okay, so the poor British couldn't understand any of this because they never invested in life. They invested in material. So they said, oh, Mrs. is Srimati, because they already had this transactional. So everything in India, if you go to its roots, most of it is not transactional. It is existential. So he calls her Srimati. You, the beautiful one. She says, Sada Atmaneva Tishtami. I'm always in my Atman. I'm always happy. I'm joyous. So I'll glow. I'll be looking so nice because inside me, I'm happy. So please understand, the nature of human being in Bharata, in India, is happiness. West you go, they'll wear blue, grey. They don't have sun, S-U-N. Where there is no sun, there is no color. Look at the colors in our country. We have all the colors with us. And we have all the happiness with us. And our lives is a reflection of this. It is Utsava Sampradaya. That's where we end in this. So he says, oh my God, you are too beautiful. And I have frustration. He doesn't listen to anything she says. And he goes away to the mountain, foothills of the mountain. There he does his tapas for 18 years. In the meanwhile, Chudala has gained weightlessness. It's called Anima Garima. Whether it is there or not, we shall see later. Story goes that she can fly in the air. She's a Kamarupi. She can change her form in mid-air. And then she has all this. She still loves her husband. She still has the relationship of husband and wife and is protective over him and understands that he is great but he has his flaws. And then she goes and takes care of him where he is in the foothill of the mountain, not being visible to him. She is in the shadows and she ensures that he is all right. Then one day, when she is gone to see him, he is on the top of a mountain, and then he is thinking, oh, I have given up everything. I gave up my attachment to my Rajya, to my wife, to my wealth. Only body is left. This also I will give up. So this attachment to my body I will give up, and he's on top of a hill. She's like, oh my God, that is not giving up attachment, that is committing suicide. So don't do that. And she goes to tell him and she says, won't work. Because whenever I go in front of him, he will look at me as his beautiful wife whom he has to protect. And he will not take advice from me. So what she does is she immediately transforms in mid-air. She has capacity to change her form into this beautiful young lad, Rishi, Putra, by name Kumbha. Kumbha goes and says, excuse me, I am Brahma's grandson. And then calms down Shikidvaja and says, now, it's okay. And now, please, let me give you advice on what it is that you have to do in order to, thank you, in order that you will attain your goals. Then he says, give up desire of attachment to your goal. He says, you're so attached to your goal that you're becoming obsessed. This is what we will tell kids who will want too much marks, right? They'll be 98, they'll say, no, I have to have nervous breakdown, anxiety, ulcers before exams. I have seen this. So he says, give up this attachment to your goal, yet proceed on path. Shikidvaja is not an ordinary person, he's an extraordinary human being. He gets it immediately, and within 1 year, there is a glow on his face. So when Chudala comes to see her husband, she knows. Immediately from the skies, she takes a look and says, oh, job done, he's there on the path. And she descends as Kumbha. Immediately Shikidvaja does Sashtanga Namaskara to the Guru, because now Kumbha is the Guru. So, and then says, I got it, thank you so much. At this point, she changes her form and shows him to who she truly is. And he says, nothing could make me happier. He is delighted. He is so happy. And then she says, back to work. We have to go and do our duty to our subjects. And both of them go. And he is crowned back. There is a ceremony where, they put all the Abhisheka is done and Pattabhisheka is tying off the patti. It's redone because he has been away for such a long time. Then he raises objection. He says, I will sit here if Chudala takes half the throne. Because by now, the treasury has multiplied. She's brought in a lot of money. Her administration is good. And he doesn't even give her notice. He just dumps the land on her and goes. This, and of course, she accepts. And Chudala, the Srimati and the Shri together rule Bharata to success. And all of us are part of this. This is our culture. This is our yesterdays. So, how far do we go from here? We have reached the pinnacle. We need to look back. See, here is a teacher, and then we have so many stories where the Patni becomes a student, the Patni becomes a lifesaver, so on and so forth. And Sulabha goes to Janaka and intellectual combats. You also know with Shankaracharya. So this is our heritage. Women in India, consorts are all women, female. So Trigunatita is when male and female energies are together balanced. So in order to have a very, very fruitful, successful, of course, transactionally it would be very nice if we forget about the onslaught of the foreign cultures which came into India and put women backseat and said Indian women is, you see on TV also chula jalana and roti banana. So it's not typical of India. Because we are typical Indians. You are a typical Indian, I am a typical Indian. And what do? We multitask. We multitask with great consciousness. We multitask because we care, and we multitask because we love. only thing we lack is confidence because of a cultural influence on us, telling us we're not good enough. So in order to have a very nice tomorrow, all you need to do is, nobody needs to acknowledge what you do. They will not. Because that's the way the world is. So till we go on to a better world where the right things are acknowledged, you become strong, you become happy. First, be happy. Be very happy and secure about yourself. You are doing it, and you come from this background. What more? You can do what you want. You are doing what you can, and that is also partly what you want. So do it with a good mind. Do not have regrets. Family, Indian society is with the family. We will not be happy. I will not be happy without my family. So we are family centric, yet we are capable of other dimensions. As you become more experienced in life, you will realize you can reach the world. Sky is not the limit. And personally, this has been my journey. I did my bachelor's, I did my master's, I had a job, but then I had 2 beautiful kids. I said, can I pause my career and take care of my kids? Nobody asked me to. Voluntarily, I did pause a little. I didn't take on too much. Yet I did not give up. So this fine balance is individual for individual people. Find your balance, find your happiness, find your right. Sita tells Rama tells her, see, my father is there, mother is not going to be treated well. Please stay here and take care of them. Okay, everybody says, no, Sita is very, very docile. Is she? Sita says, Rama, I know my dharma lessons. My father has educated me. I don't need to do this. Your brothers are there. My primary dharma is with you. I go wherever you go. Your mother is there to take care of your father, and your brothers are there to protect them. So I don't think it is my primary dharma. You're failing in your words if you do insist that I do this. So she claimed her rights and she was educated. So education with the world, education about your culture, education about your rights, and always to have this nature of the Indian woman, which is encompassing. You're like the banyan tree. You stand grand and you give out many more grand. That way, we continue into tomorrow being empowered just as the way we were yesterday. My apologies to all the wonderful gentlemen in this audience whose issues have not been addressed, but inadvertently we have done that. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Namaskara.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspirational and motivational words. You truly gave us an insight about empowerment. Though we are family-centric, we must know to be happy. Now I request all the dignitaries on the dais to join in felicitating our chief guest. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. I now call upon Mrs. Rama Bharati, Coordinator, Women's Council, IADCA, to take over for the prize distribution ceremony.
Respected dignitaries and my dear colleagues, a very good afternoon to one and all assembled here. I, Rama Bharati, Coordinator of Women's Council, take this opportunity to brief up about the Council and its activities. The Women's Council of IADCA works to safeguard the interest and ensure the well-being of all the women employees and girl students of the institution. It also works in nurturing the skills and talents, empowering women, creating awareness, and emphasizing the importance of safety and personal hygiene. In view of celebrating the International Women's Day, the Women's Council organized many events and games for the students, teaching and non-teaching staff of IAGI. I now take the privilege of announcing the winners, and I kindly request our chief guest, Mrs. Anupama Hoskere, to give away the prizes. I also request the dignitaries on the dais to join the prize distribution. A greeting card expresses all the human emotions: joy, thanks, sympathy, humor, love, and admiration. I now announce the winners of the greeting card making competition held for the girl students of IADCA, which saw an overwhelming response. The first prize goes to Ms. Mercy Scarlett, MSc Microbiology. The second prize goes to Ms. Shabana Begum, BSc Chemistry Microbiology. The third prize goes to Ms. Sriram Vijay Lakshmi, MSc Biochemistry. Beautiful nails with art embedded are sure to be a center of attraction. The nail art competition held for the girl students of IADCA proved that they are laden with talent, and the winners of nail art are: the first prize, Ms. Shalini, MSc First Sem. Second prize, Ms. Yashika, BCom. So we now move on to the prizes of the competitions held for the faculty of IAGI. The makeup and hairstyle competition was held for the female faculty of IAGI. The first prize goes to Mrs. Lakshmi and Mrs. Maria Mendes team, UG Commerce IADCA. The second prize goes to Ms. Nabanita and Mrinmayi, Indian Academy College of Nursing. The third prize goes to Ms. Divya and Sushmita, Indian Academy College of Nursing. The winners of Mind Masters are, the first prize goes to Mrs. Vivina, Indian Academy College of Nursing. The second prize goes to Mrs. Sayeda Firdaus, UG Commerce, IADCA. The third prize goes to Dr. Anu Krutika, Department of Microbiology, IADCA. The winners of Sari Setters are, the first prize, Dr. Anu Krutika, Department of Microbiology, IADCA. The second prize goes to Mrs. C. Indrani Vidyadhar, UG Commerce, IADCA. The third prize goes to Ms. Harshita GR, Department of Physics, IADCA. The winners of ball transfer are, the first prize, Dr. Anu Krutika, Department of Microbiology, IADCA. Transfer. Second prize, Mrs. Indrani Vidyadhar, UG Commerce, IADCA. Third prize, Mrs. Marwa Mona, UG Commerce, IADCA. Games were conducted for the non-teaching staff of IAGI. The winners of chopsticks are, the first prize, Ms. Chaitra, Admin Department. Sigi. The second prize, Ms. Sushmita, Admin Department. Third prize, Ms. Alia, Admin Department. The winners of Balloon Doodle are: first prize, Mrs. Tamarai, Department of Chemistry, IADCA. Balloon Doodle. And writing to sign. Second prize, Miss Rupa, Admin Department. Third prize, Miss Chaitra, Admin Department. I thank the dignitaries for giving away the prizes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. I kindly request the dignitaries to be seated off the dais.
Sure. Cheers.
We now play a video showing the glimpses of the activities of the Women's Council of IADCA. Indeed, it was a marvelous presentation. I request Mrs. Uma Shankari to take over for the cultural events. Thank you one and all. Thank you once again.
A warm welcome and a good afternoon to all the ladies and gentlemen gathered here. We are here to grace and celebrate this day to appreciate the presence of women in our life. I hope you would love this day as our team has made a handful of program to keep you thrilled and entertained. Music heals, music entertains, and music is lighter than a feather. Now, I call upon Mrs. Mangala and team from IACN to embrace the occasion.
This is also always very modern. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಲಾಪ್ ಆಯಿತು.
ಸಮಷ್ಟಿಯು ನೀನು ಕರ್ಮಣಿ ಮಾತರುಣಿ ಬಾ ಸ್ವಾಭಿಮಾನಿ ಬಾ ಭಾಗೃಹಿಣಿ ಬಾ ಸ್ವಾವಲಂಬಿ ಬಾ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ದುಡಿದರೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಕಳೆಯಿತು ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಬರೆದರೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸವಾಯಿತು ಅಸಹಾಯಕಳಲ್ಲ ನೀನು ಅಸಾಮಾನ್ಯಳು ತಿಳಿದಿಲ್ಲವೇನು ಅವಲಂಬಿತಳಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು ಅನುಮಾನವೇ ಬೇಡ ಇನ್ನು ಓರಬೇಡ ಹೊರಗಬೇಡ ಮರೆಯಬೇಡ ಮರುಗಬೇಡ ನಿನಗಾಗಿದೆ ಕರ್ಮಣಿ ಪ್ರತಿ ಹೆಣ್ಣಿನ ಪ್ರತಿಧ್ವನಿ ಕರ್ಮಣಿ.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. A ray of light is a ray of hope. Let's all leave the darkness and step towards the bright path. With the being said, now I would like to call upon Mrs. Grace from IUPUC to share her views on this special day.
There are two powers in the world. One is the sword and the other is the pen. But there is a third power stronger than these. That's women. Indeed, she is. Respected Chairman, Sir, Dr. T. Somashekar, Mrs. Bharati Ma'am, Secretary, Mrs. Anupama H., the Chief Guest of the day, dignitaries, and my dear colleagues. It's my privilege to stand here on this day on behalf of all the women here, the beautiful mothers, daughters, wives, who can join together to make a very selfless change in the world. Since times immemorial, women are the change makers. And I'm sure all of us agree to it. And I'm sure all of us say that every day is a Women's Day, isn't it? And a day without her, I need not explain. But to commemorate the importance of women, International Women's Day is celebrated globally on 8th of March every year. It's a day when women are recognized and celebrated for playing various roles in different spheres of life. She is a multitasker. Women has a robust spirit, which makes them excel in their fields. They contribute massively to the lives of their family members and the country. And a beautiful and meaningful quote I read recently which says, if you want to see things happen globally, start at the village level. Give women the tools and education and they will drive the change. Isn't that powerful if you really mean it? Today, I would like to draw your attention on the theme of International Women's Day 2022, as our chief guest also had given a glimpse of it, that is gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. The year 2022 is pivotal for achieving gender equality in the context of climate change and environmental disaster risk reduction. Some of these are really greatest challenges of 21st century. Women are increasingly being recognized as more vulnerable to climate change impacts than men counterparts, as they constitute the majority of the world's poor, and they are more dependent on natural resources. But I would like to say that at the same time, women and girls are effective and powerful leaders and change makers for the climate adaptation and mitigation. They are involved in sustainability initiatives around the world, and their participation and leadership is more effective. Continuing to examine the opportunities and constraints to empower women and girls, a very deep voice as decision makers has to come out. And without gender equality today, it's very difficult for a fruitful tomorrow. I would also like you all to know that this year's campaign for International Women's Day 2022 is #BreakTheBias. whether deliberate or unconscious bias, it makes the women to move forward it's very difficult. So just knowing the bias is not going to help us. We need to take sufficient actions to make the rough ground leveled. And therefore, my advice to all the women here, I would always say, never give up. We as women are very critical, and we ourselves have great achievements. It's important we don't apply this self-limiting bias to ourselves and just pat our backs and say that that's it for the day. Please don't stop there. And it is also important that we stand up and do the best. And my humble request to all the men is to willingly help and support all the women for a better tomorrow. Because I alone cannot change the world, but we can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. In closing, dear women, do you want to meet the love of your life? Then look into the mirror. You are beautiful and the best version of yourself. Power is not to be given, but to be taken. Little girls with dreams become women with a vision. Here's to strong women. May we know them, may we be them, may we raise them. Yet again, a happy Women's Day. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am, for such inspiring words. Now, I would like to call upon Ms. Dilruba from IADCA to showcase vibrant, enticing performance, adding cherry on a cake. Ms. Dilruba. It was really a mesmerizing dance. Let's give Dilruba a round of applause and welcome. Thank you. A woman can turn your home paradise. A woman is a shelter of love, affection, and care. A woman is a magician, a multitasker, a making heaven on earth. A woman can give your life a purpose. She is the most beautiful, gorgeous creature in the world. That is why we call them Wonder Women. Now I call upon Mr. Akshay from ISMS to host the session. Sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I wish all of you a promising and a happy International Women's Day. On this occasion, I am here to test your brains. So we from the team of IS School of Management Studies have come up with a small quiz. We have got 11 questions, which is from round number 1 and round number 2. So the correct answers with the audience will get chocolate each. Wrong answers, I'll take the chocolate. Shall we begin? So before we begin, let me explain the rules. First round, prominent women faces will be shown, displayed. So I'll give you 3 seconds. So you need to think and raise your hands. Kindly don't behave like our students where you just randomly start shouting your answers. So kindly raise your hands. So coordinators will come and give you the mic and you can answer and we follow whether it is right or wrong. Same goes with round number 2. Round number 2, a famous quote from different personalities, women personalities, and you guess based on the quote who is the women personality is all about, and you gain a chocolate again. Shall we begin? Yes. I request IT department to kindly help me out. Yes, first slide. Think. We have 3 seconds. Yes, can you raise the hand? I'm sorry, here. First, here. And ma'am, once again, before you answer, even if you guess one woman right, you still get a chocolate.
Is it Sarojini Naidu?
Anyone has any other answer? Ma'am. Here. Bharti ma'am.
The woman on the right is Nirmala Sitharaman.
Any, ma'am, kindly be seated. Any other answer you would like to give? Or shall we close? Yes.
Is it Vijay Lakshmi Pandit?
We will reveal, ma'am. Yes, Simran sir. Next slide. Yes, can we have a round of applause for both Bharti ma'am and the other ma'am? So both of them get the chocolate. Ma'am, yes, it is small, ma'am, but the more you answer, the more chocolates you get. Imran sir, next slide. Yes. Yes, there. Ma'am, that lady.
Kalpana Chawla, Saina Nehwal.
Kalpana Chawla and Saina Nehwal, we will give answers, two more chances. Yes, raise your hands, please. Hamsa, here. Because, valuation goes with revaluation also.
Same Kalpana Chawla and Saina Nehwal.
Kalpana Chawla ma'am and Saina Nehwal. Anyone last answer?
Same, sir.
Yes. Let's see. Imran sir. Yes, can we have a round of applause? Thank you so much. Yeah, the next slide. 3, 2, 1, begin. Now I'm in a confused state to whom should I give because many of them raise their hands. We'll give chance to men this time. Here in the first row. Yes, sir.
On the left hand side is PT Usha,
Yes. And
right hand side is Mary Kom.
so sir says on the left hand side is Miss PT Usha and right hand side is Mary Kom. Anybody wants to say a different answer? No? Great. Yes, sir. Imran, sir. Yes, it's...
all three shared that idea. Three chocolates.
Two, because he said all two right and they want to share it. Ma'am, on a Women's Day, men are treated more special, I believe. So, 2 chocolates for the men. Yes, I was being sarcastic, don't worry about it. Yes, Imran, sir. Yes, take your time, please. Hamsavini here and then the next goes there.
Indira Gandhi,
Yes.
top Indira Gandhi.
One more. Sir, another professor raised his hand. There, Hamsavini, last.
Indira Gandhi and Kiran Bedi.
Indira Gandhi and Kiran Bedi is what he says. Sir, you want to give a try, sir? Hamsavini here. Sir also says Indira Gandhi and Kiran Bedi. So let's reveal. Imran, sir. Yes, sir. Round of applause. So I think ma'am gave one answer, still goes with the chocolate. And you have to give sir also another one. Yes, Imran, sir. Yeah. So now I guess more hands will be raised. Here, in the third row. Yes, ma'am.
Priyanka Chopra.
On the top or the bottom? Down?
Down.
So sir says, the down lady is Priyanka Chopra and the top?
Top is Angelina Jolie and the bottom one is Priyanka Chopra.
Angelina Jolie and Priyanka Chopra. We will come back, ma'am. Here?
Rani Mukherjee,
Rani Mukherjee and?
Priyanka Chopra.
So Priyanka Chopra is common here. So we all are confused with the lady on the top. Another one, any try? Yes, here. Yes, ma'am.
Top, Megan Fox.
Megan Fox and the bottom still remains the same.
Priyanka Chopra.
Okay. Anybody wants to give a try? There, last. Yes. Think again, sir. Your no.
Angelina Jolie and Priyanka Chopra.
Angelina Jolie and Priyanka Chopra. Imran sir, let us reveal. It's Aishwarya Rai and Priyanka Chopra. So Hamsavini, I get one chocolate. I get one chocolate, and I guess you need to find out. Many of them gave Priyanka Chopra as the answer. You gave, ma'am, but you gave without the mic. So I'm so sorry. Hamsavini, I get one chocolate here, please. Thank you. And I guess you need to find out a couple of them have gave right answers. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. After showing pictures, she said.
Yes, Imran sir. Now we are done with round number 1. Round number 2, you need to identify the personality based on the quotations that they have given. Now I guess the real earning of the chocolate will go. Yes, sir. Yeah. So it says she was the first female High Court judge in India. Yes. Madam raised her hand. She was the first female High Court judge in India.
Give the mic.
Fatima Bibi.
We will see, ma'am. Yes, any more answers? I knew it because we go by the face value. Hamsavini here.
Sir, Anna Chandy.
We will see, ma'am. Last try. Here, last.
Sir, it's Fatima baby.
We will see, ma'am. Imran sir. It's Anna Chandy, and I guess one professor gave the right answer. Can we have a round of applause? Good. Imran sir. Wait sir, I'm sorry, I get the two chocolates because two answers were wrong. Yes, mother of trees, she planted over 8,000 trees. Identify the personality. Yes, Amsaveni, I guess there in the middle row. Yes sir. Yeah, so it is a request, kindly don't Google. Yes ma'am.
Salu Marada
Timmaka, we will see ma'am. How many of you agree with the same answer? Wonderful. Yes, Imran sir. Yes, you are right. Ma'am also received Padma Shri award recently. Yes sir, Imran sir. And chocolates, I guess many of us raise your hands. So you understand the scarcity of resources. Yes, if you can't feed 100 people, then feed just one. Who told us? And there is a hint there. You can see the logo also. I think it will be easy for you. I think sir raised their hands. Green shirt. Now it's all about who raises their hands first.
Mother Teresa.
Anyone else with any other answer? Same? All of us agree? Wonderful. Yes, sir. Yes, it is Mother Teresa, ma'am. Imran, sir. Current captain of Indian women cricket team. Amsaveni, there. Mithali Raj, and here also.
Same answer.
Same answer. So I don't see a person with same answer name.
Sir.
No problem. Here, sir. Mithali Raj. Yes, Imran sir. Yes, it is Mithali Raj. Recently, she has been appointed as Indian captain. Yes, Imran sir. Now identify the author based on the 3 books she has written. How I Taught My Grandmother to Read is one book. 3,000 Stitches in another book. The Bakula. Amsaveni here. Here, ma'am. Ma'am, you raised a little late.
Sudhamurti.
She says Sudhamurti, ma'am. Here also. Sudhamurti, ma'am. Imran sir. Yes, it is Sudhamurti, ma'am. Hamsaveni, chocolate 1 here, 2 there. Yes, Imran sir. Who is this Google Doodle for? There's a small picture there, and there's a hint also. Hamsaveni here.
Shakuntala Devi.
Ma'am says Shakuntala Devi. Ma'am, you want to give a try? I guess it is wrong. Ma'am, think again and answer.
It's the same Shakuntala Devi.
Same Shakuntala Devi, ma'am. Yes, it is Shakuntala Devi, ma'am. So you know all these personalities. Don't worry about it. So that's it all. That's all. Thank you so much. These are small team and yet strong team. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to conduct this small brain session activity. Have a nice day. Thank you.
There is always an end to every event, such as this special event. We are glad that you joined us today. Moreover, wish you all happiness, peace, health, success, and liberty in all the fields of life. I take the privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I express my gratitude to our chief guest, Mrs. Anupama Hoskere, for her gracious presence and inspiring words. Thank you, ma'am. I thank our chairman, Dr. T. Somashekar, for making this event possible and providing us with all the support and guidance. Thank you, sir. My heartfelt thanks to Mrs. Bharati T, Secretary IAGI, for being with us today. Thank you, ma'am. I owe my gratitude to our beloved COO of IAGI and Principal of IADCA, Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarathy, for guiding us through this program. Thank you, sir. My heartfelt thanks to the HOIs, Director Academic Excellence, Controller of Examinations, HODs of various departments, teaching and non-teaching staff for taking an active part in conducting today's event. I would like to thank Professor Jafar Mohman and his team for supporting us in arranging for the refreshments. I appreciate Mr. Chandan and Mr. Imran from the IT team for providing technical support. I also extend my gratitude to Mr. Raghunath Reddy, Facilities Manager, for his valuable support. Last but not the least, cheers to the SWO team for providing all the support in making this event a grand success. Thank you one and all. Wishing you a very graceful evening ahead.